I'm going to start out by putting out some different colors of paint. That was a burgundy. This one here is a primary blue. I'm also putting out a white and a yellow. And I just showed you the roller that I'm going to use. I typically use that in my printing process, but it was laying there and I thought this would be fun. So I just very lightly dabbed the paint over the top of that roller, and I'm allowing some of it to blend and manipulate as I roll back and forth with it. So you see how when I first put it down, it's very stark, and then as I begin to roll and move that roller around, the colors blend right there on the canvas. So this painting is actually an 18 by 18, and I am painting over the top of some color that was already placed down, and it was done in a gradation from a burgundy to a blue at the bottom. And you're not seeing all of it because it just wouldn't fit into the picture how I had my camera set up. So I clipped out the parts that you couldn't see, and I'm just now adding in some yellow. I actually had a little white on my roller too. Some of the paint that I started with the burgundy blue is still wet, and so as I roll over it, it's picking up a little bit of that and it's starting to blend those colors a little bit. You can do more of that by how much you roll. So you can see where I just touch it, the paint is the color that it was on the roller, and when I roll back and forth, then the colors get smeared and blended together on the canvas. This is a really fun process. It's kind of what I've been doing in the jelly plate monoprinting as backgrounds, and I thought it might be fun to do it right on a canvas. Now see how I'm just laying that color down on top? I'm not trying to blend it right there. I'm just trying to add the white. I'm very careful about how I'm putting it on at this moment. It's just a slightly different technique than the rolling back and forth. The rolling back and forth is always going to be blending more and more. So at the end, I'll do a lot more of that. But here again, I'm just trying to dab some of that paint on, twisting and turning. See how I'm putting it on in different angles? I'm not just rolling it up and down or back and forth. See how my hand is turning, and I'm rolling it from different angles so that I get different kinds of blends from that. Now that really picked up some color because that was still pretty wet at the top when I put that next roll over the top of it. And now I'm kind of just wanting to blend those colors a little bit more. I didn't have quite enough yellow in there, and when I'm mixing the yellow over the top of some of this, it's turning green, and I'm really loving that green color. So I'm adding a little bit more of that. But you can see how fun this is, and I could stop really at any one of these points. I could stop. It's just a matter of what are you going for, and really I didn't have a plan here. I was just playing in it. So here I added this little clip just so you could see my palette and how I'm using the roller to add the paint to the roller. And then here what I'm doing is I'm just doing the last little bit of actually blending those colors all together and making it more smooth, not like so stark in any one color standing out too much. And I'm just going to cover the entire canvas this time, blending and smoothing the color out so the texture isn't quite so contrasty. I'm trying to make it more neutral so there's not as many real darks and real lights in it. It makes it a better background, and really this is all that was just to create a background to paint something over the top. Now this gives me a nice, great skin. And then I finished with a little brushwork.